Hello, Mr. Rickster here, another talk video from outside the corner of fans' perspective. Okay, Nigel Benn has been cleared by ukad. The news broke yesterday. He did an interview today where he spoke about how difficult it was, and it's been one of the most trying 10 months of his life, and he spent hundreds of thousands of pounds to try and make sure that he clears his name. The interview was by Matchroom, so it looks like obviously Eddie's backed him from the start, so they wanted to get an interview out as soon as possible to try and make a lot of this go away. Obviously there's still doubters out there. At the end of the day, there always will be, but I know Eddie Earn stood by him, whereas a lot of people didn't. So look, fair play. I mean, I've got my views on it. It's one of those, did he do it or didn't he? But I suppose we'll never know the full truth. But ukad have sort of cleared him, the same as Varda cleared him like a few months ago, didn't they? With the WBC, said that he's all clear. So, but Ben just made it clear there's been a very difficult time. Didn't really want to be around his family too much. Stayed in the house, never really went anywhere. Couldn't even go to the gym and train really with Tony Sims. He went through a really hard 3 months where he was completely down and out, and he thought there was no way out and there was no way back, but he managed to pick himself up off the floor. He employed a lot of scientists and doctors and one thing and another to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds to try and make a lot of this sort of go away and just clear his name. He said, my name's important to me at the end of the day. I could have just said that I did it and accept the ban, but I wasn't guilty. So he said that there's no way that he was going to do that, and his name was really important to him. In the interview he does mention some of the people, like when Chris Eubank fought Smith, and that he went on social media and it made him laugh that Smith had knocked out Eubank, and he actually said that actually got through some of his difficult moments. It actually helped him get through the difficult time he was going through, seeing Eubank put on the floor by Smith, which I thought was a bit disrespectful and a bit silly really, because at the end of the day, what he's been going through, he should know what it's like to be ridiculed and laughed at and mocked. And so in one way he was sort of saying in the interview that he's very remorseful and very humble, but then in another he's actually he's still got that chip on his shoulder. And yes, I know there's no love lost between him and Eubank, but to go on social media and mock him the way he did and actually then turn around and say, oh, it actually got me through more difficult times, he's a bit immature of him, I think. Immature really, but it looks like he wants to get back out as quick as possible. Some of the names he's mentioned is obviously Eubank Jr. He said if Smith wants it, Smith can have it if he beats Eubank Jr. He's also mentioned Kell Brook. He said Kell Brook's been mouthy, so he can have it. And also Josh Taylor. So there's a few there to pick from. Now, I know Eddie Earn turned around and said that he'd like him to have a warm-up fight. And the person who was interviewing him actually said, you're going to want 8 or 10 rounds back under your belt. And he said, no. He said, I'm 26 years of age. If I'm not ready now, I never will be. I don't need no warm-up fight. Kell Brook will be my warm-up fight. So it looks like he's going to try and get back in the ring with a high-profile name and start earning some money again and pulling back some of the money that he's spent and lost, fighting this case. So, and I think it's the right thing to do. He's still working with ukad, incidentally, as well, to make sure that it doesn't happen to other boxers. He said in the interview that I was lucky to be in a position where I got the money to fight it, but there's a lot of boxers out there that haven't. So I'm working with ukad to try and make sure this never happens to athletes and boxers who haven't really got the money to be able to fight it. So respect there. I take my hat off to him for that. But You know, whoever gets back in the ring with him, he's got a lot of frustration to take out on them. So that will be a good fight. So I think I'd like to see him in there with Kell Brook. You know, even Smith. You know, I think Eubank's washed up now. So, you know, I think they'll get him out within a few months, and then it'll probably be a big fight at the back end of the year. But if Ben has his way, he's going to try and get someone in the ring as quick as possible. Probably Kell Brook, September, October or something maybe, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, big news is Ben's been cleared, and he's going to be looking to take someone's head off, and that's where I'm going to leave you. And I'll catch you all guys on the next one. We'll be ducking and diving, bobbing and a weaving. Ciao for now.